What is it that intrigued you most about Operation Sindoor?
I mean, really, every bit of it, from the strategic change of India's doctrine towards terrorism, that a response would be immediate, the nuclear blackmail won't work anymore, to the individual technologies in the town hall that you just did, like it's doing my research for me, asking those questions about the made in India indigenous systems, to the back and forth, and also the misinformation, which we live in a world of misinformation. Even in the United States, I hear people talking about how many Indian aircraft were knocked down. So this analyzing every bit of what happened, why it happened, what major decisions were made and when, and then what are the lessons that not just India took from them, but what can the rest of the world take from?
So why do you think this was different from any other operation that we've seen in recent times? So much so that you've flown all the way from the States. It's a long flight.
Yeah.
It's a long trek to be making. So what was so intriguing for you? What was the standout for you as far as this operation was concerned?
Well, I'm still looking for it. I mean, of course, two nuclear-armed countries going to war with each other. It's a limited operation, but also, which that leadership of India showed that, like, we were attacked, we're going to respond, very limited. The communication, both publicly and privately, that was happening. So many elements. I mean, I'm an old infantryman. I did 25 years in the military, so there's some little things that I'm looking at army-wise, but the drone, counter-drone fight, the fact that, beyond visual range, technologies that were deployed, so many elements here. I think at that bigger picture, that definitely caught my eye, of having been here on the ground to study the 2008 Mumbai attacks, and how different the response was to that terrorist attack, clearly launched by Pakistan, ISI, LET, but it was a different world back then.
Yeah.
So
what do you think changed between 2008 and 2025?
Yeah.
In the nature of the response that India delivered to Pakistan?
I think the Indian government is different. The world is different. So it's post global war on terrorism, when, to be honest, the Pakistan double game of being needed, but also being a part of the terrorists exporting is changed. But the entire world has changed really since then. What we've seen in the Middle East to now, of course, in India, you know better than I do about the change in the government, the shift after 2019 and others towards made in India. That was multiple years of investment that get tested. And I think during the town hall, you really talked about, which I agree, that's another thing that's, of course, caught my eye, is this was a test of Chinese military systems, who is the biggest peer competitor of the United States. India just went to war with a Chinese proxy, basically, and dominated so India dominated the Chinese equipment. So that's about a lot of interest to a lot of people. So that's a part of the study as well.